What is going on, guys? This is the MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
And I'm James.
And it is March 26, 2019. It is a Tuesday night here in pretty nice weather, Los Angeles, right? It's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, it's a nice break. It's been,
We had a lot of rain, super cold.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time it was this much rain and as cold as it has been, but it's a nice little break.
We had hail the other day.
Yeah, no, I know. That's kind of crazy. But I'm dreading summer very much.
Yeah. I gotta get in shape for the summer. Just to wear comfortable clothes, because you like in the winter you could just wear like a sweater.
Yeah.
You could just wear comfortable clothing, feel good.
Yeah. I don't
eat as much as you want.
I don't look or feel good any summer, so
I don't know. But yeah, no, and then the heat, and it's all sticky and sweaty, and yeah, it's bad. The cost of your air conditioning goes up, all that.
Or if you're like me, like your open windows, you're
opening
whatever wind comes in, that's your AC for the day.
Yeah, I mean, summer is pretty bad, but we'll see how it goes, man. But a good weekend overall. Good night of fights over the weekend. Did you do anything significant? Anything?
My girlfriend's
interesting.
Dad got tattooed by our good friend Gino.
Right.
So I was there for a long time. He got his last name. I guess it came out really good. I mean,
he got hooked up.
How bad can you get? I mean, can you mess up on
a last name, Old English name?
Yeah. But I mean,
pretty standard hotel like tattoo, especially for a veterano.
Veterano, yeah. Yeah, I did that, and then Sunday, just relaxed.
Yeah,
didn't do much, but I did.
You were there for a long while. You should tell him how your day was.
From I got there because I had to work that day.
The tattoo part,
yeah. So
the old location.
Earlier in the week, I had scheduled or I had made the appointment for him. I booked everything because Gino, he's pretty busy, so I booked it for 12 o'clock on Saturday, which is the 21st.
Yeah.
And I even confirmed it that the week of, and it was all good. The day of the tattoo comes, and my girlfriend and her mom, they dropped him off. They went to go do their own thing at the mall, and he was there, not knowing nobody. Gino wasn't there. He didn't show up till like 3 hours later.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. They're freaking out. I'm getting a bunch of text messages. My phone's getting blown up the whole time. And I don't know what, and I feel bad, and I feel like it made me look bad.
Yeah.
It's not really my fault, but it they don't know who to talk to. They finally, Jimmy, the big guy, he gave him Gino's number, and then they contacted, and then Gino eventually showed up around 2:30.
I think he got the dates mixed up, or he forgot, right?
I think he just totally forgot.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great tattoo artist too.
But that's like a tattoo artist. Like, you just party all night and sleep until like 12.
What day was this? Was it like a Saturday?
It was Saturday. So Friday night, he probably did something.
Yeah. But he got hooked up with a good deal because you get a whole back
piece, your
last name then, across your back.
Yeah, because I think his back is 16 inches long.
Yeah. So he got his deal. He got hooked up.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I hit you up around that time just because somebody was asking about tattoos, and so you just so happened to be at the tattoo shop, which is funny.
It was kind of cool seeing all those guys there.
Yeah, because we used to hang out at a tattoo shop.
Most people are mall rats, and we're tattoo shop rats.
Yeah, and I mean, you're the only one with tattoos. I never really had tattoos. I was just like being around, just hanging out in general, and then also just being at that location because everybody's so welcoming and friendly and all that. So
you go in the back and watch Netflix.
Just go back, watch Netflix, and this is when Netflix was barely popping off. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good times. Those are fun times. And then we go out into the town, just hang out and have drinks and mingle and look at girls and stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun times. Did you catch the fights over the weekend?
I caught the main event.
Yeah.
What a great main event that was.
Right. They've been on fire this past UFC has been on fire this past year to start it out. Complete contrast, complete difference. Story last year.
Well, it helps that the cards kind of are early and they end early.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a lot easier to watch it to the ESPN Plus app, just because like I said this thousands of times before. But if you wanted to, if you're just interested in the main event, you could just go and watch one fight, and you're happy.
Which is great at ESPN. They put up their I think we've gloated about them enough, but like they put up the main card. They separate the fights individually like
Yeah,
right away.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's a lot
Nice,
easier to
convenient.
watch. I think with Fox, they never really promoted their fights, and they dragged it so much. I think like you had commercial breaks in between.
Yeah.
They need they would jump into the desk if the fight's ended too soon. With ESPN, it's this is the start time and this is the end time, and no
Yeah.
BS in between, which I love.
Which is great. Which is great. The card overall was pretty decent. It wasn't like a it wasn't the greatest card of all time, but it was a well put together card. It had some interesting names on it. Macy Barber picking up a win over JJ Aldridge, coming back from some adversity, getting completely kind of dominated on the feet in the first round, coming back and just battling through and winning and stopping her in the second. And yeah, Macy Barber, I think, got it. I don't know. I like her tenacity. I like her toughness. I like everything about her. She looks like a college cheerleader. Like she really does look like a college cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
Like not in like in a sexual way. I'm just saying like it's just, she looks like a like not your typical fighter. She's almost along the same lines of like a
Paige Van Zandt.
Paige Van Zandt. Um, but she's tough, man. She doesn't give two shits. She's got like that Ronda Rousey kind of attitude. I think that's what her goal is. But she has a little holes in her game and her defense, I would say, and her stand up.
Yeah,
She got picked apart a little bit in the first round, got exposed a little bit. She's got to work on some things, but she picked up a much needed win to keep that train going. Luis Pena picking up a win. Juicy Farmiga picking up a tough win over Division for Figueroa, something like that. I forgot
not
how to pronounce his
ours.
name. Yeah, right. A lot of R's in that one. But Juicy Farmiga picking up a win. I think he's like 9 straight victories for Juicy Farmiga.
It's too bad how like uh he's not one to like that people know about, and
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, and that's I guess his own fault
he's like
for not promoting himself the way he should.
a sense out to where he's just
Mm.
picking up those wins, 9 straight
It's
victories.
it's a really quiet 9th Street
Yeah,
win.
and it's just there's not a whole lot of buzz around him, but he's a big name. You know his name. You know Juicy Farmiga.
The
Um,
hardcores, I think the casuals don't know.
the casuals do not know who Juicy is, but hardcores do. John McDessie picking up a win versus Jesus Pineda. Um, Close fight right there. I think it was a unanimous decision. John McDessie picking up a win. Picking up, having that expert level, striking, just coming up in certain moments and picking up the win.
Mm.
And then Curtis Blades versus defeating Justin Willis. There was a lot of heat going into this fight. A lot of trash talk.
Chris Blade looked good in that fight.
Yeah, he looked great in this fight. I think he got pumped up, especially because Justin Willis was talking a lot of trash, trying to, doing press conferences with the shades on and leather jacket and all that stuff, and looking like, I think there were some comments that Curtis Blades didn't really take kindly to, and I think it really put a fire under him.
I sit back with Curtis Blades. Like he seems like one of those guys who can win, but when it gets to the top guys, he just can't get over that hump.
Yeah, I don't know like the big moments, right?
He's almost like a Donald Cerrone in a way.
Yeah, because when he went up against what's his name,
Francis.
again, the fight was even quicker the next time around. It was just like it was just a bad night for him.
In the heavyweight division, I mean, it's not shallow, but I mean, 1 and 2 wins to get you to the top.
Yeah,
So
he's
he
definitely
needs to-
could go back into the top echelon of the
But it's
division.
when he gets to that top of the mountain, he fails.
I think he just needs to find his groove because he's big, he's athletic. He looked gigantic in this fight.
Yeah.
They both did. Two big boys are here. I think he just needs to find his rhythm and what his game. I think he's all over the place right now. He doesn't have anything nailed down. In this fight, he obviously went to the ground game and just tossed Justin Willis around.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that should be his game. I don't know, because his hands are decent.
Yeah. His wrestling's his bread and
Top
butter,
notch.
but
Yeah.
it's just that maybe it's his confidence. I don't know what it is, but he needs to find that to get over that hill.
Yeah, yeah. Picked up a much needed win right there. Uh, Anthony Pettis and Stephen Thompson go at it in the main event. This was all in Nashville, Tennessee. This is ESPN Plus's sixth event this year.
Mm.
Back to back events. The fight went 2 rounds, and I would say Stephen Thompson had the better part of both rounds, right?
Yeah, I think later towards the end of the round, Anthony Pettis started hitting Wonderboy with some good leg kicks that
Yeah, from the outside.
was hurting Thompson, or at least leaving a mark on his legs.
Yeah.
But Stephen Thompson was a bigger fighter. He had his way with Pettis. And a lot of people were saying that Pettis jumped from the cage, but he just did a regular Superman punch
He did a regular Superman
that
punch.
knocked him down,
Yeah.
knocked Stephen Thompson out, which is unfortunate. I think Stephen Thompson's known to drop his guard a lot when he throws a kick.
Yeah.
But I was kind of bummed. I was hoping Wonderboy would get it back on
Yeah,
track.
because we've never seen, and this is the first time Wonderboy has ever been knocked out in a fight.
People were like gloating with Anthony Pettis. Like I think he got, I want to say a lucky punch, but
He kind of got lucky.
he kind of got lucky, yeah, right?
Like,
without saying it.
He kind of got. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna say he kind of got lucky. He threw the. I mean, it was definitely a well timed.
Yeah, it was a desperation shot.
Yeah, it was a desperation shot that just so happened to land. I mean,
How many times does a Superman punch like that land? It's pretty rare.
Yeah, you could picture that punch at that moment landing, and most guys would probably just eat it and just keep on going.
Yeah.
It just so happened to catch Wonderboy Thompson at the right moment, at the right time, in the right place. It was a lucky punch. It was a desperation punch because I know Anthony Pettis was kind of like walking him down, throwing leg kicks here and there, but he was getting pieced up. He was getting picked apart.
Yeah, for every leg kick that Anthony Pettis was throwing, he was getting hit.
Yeah, his nose was busted up. If that went 3-4 rounds, it was by the second round he was getting bloodied up, and I was like, okay, by the time if it goes into deep waters, Thompson will just take it over.
Yeah, the end was near. I think a couple more jabs to the face.
Yeah, he could have easily just broke his nose to the point where he didn't want to fight again.
Yeah.
Not taking. I don't know. It's hard to say like we're taking away from Pettis' performance, really, but it's not like he dominated any portion of those 2 rounds.
No, I didn't. And it's annoying that people are talking like Anthony Pettis is back and
yeah,
he looked great. He didn't look great.
No, he didn't look great.
He lost clearly those 2 rounds.
Yeah.
He got some leg kicks in there, but that's about it. And then a lucky Superman punch knocked out Wonderboy. But it's a head scratcher when I hear people say that
he's back. Wonderboy's back. Yeah, he looked great.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't look great. He looked. Yeah, I agree. He got beat up in those first 2 rounds, and he just so happened to land a really solid, lucky Superman punch.
Yeah.
But
what a main event that was!
It was a great fight. It was interesting to see how his game plan was to kind of just put his hands up, walk him down. I think he was surprised at the fact that he ate so many punches. I think he talked about how fast Wonderboy's hands were, and how they just kept landing. But there were even some leg kicks there some head kicks by Wonderboy that looked pretty close. You know, they could have easily freaking knocked anybody else out. But the game plan, it seemed like the game plan was to pick him apart with leg kicks from the outside and just go on the inside and just keep your hands up and try to land some punches. And it just so happened to work out for him. And it's a I don't know, it's a bittersweet kind of thing because you're happy for Anthony Pettis to pick up a win and to keep him in that talk of like the top of the divisions, which one he goes to, 55 or 70. And, you want to see him succeed in some way, but then but Steve Thompson is like cream of the crop of the 170-pound division, if not the gatekeeper to that title. I mean, and then to see him go out like that, it's just kind of sad for him because he's such a nice guy too.
I mean, is Pettis really going to make a mark when it comes to the top five
That's probably
welterweights.
why. That's part of the
There's
reason
no
why
way.
too. That's another part of it too, because you know that Wonder Boy can piece. It can
Compete with the best.
he can compete with the best of that division and pretty much beat most of them, if not has beat most of them already.
Mhm.
And Pettis, I don't see him doing that.
No,
I don't see him doing any of that.
no,
So
not at all.
I think he got lucky in a lot of ways, and he wants that RDA fight if he goes back down to 155. I mean, I know RDA has had some trouble against the top, wrestler guys, because he just hasn't fixed that hole in his game and just gets stuck in this rhythm of being pushed up against the cage. But against a guy like Pettis, I think he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's sad to see Wonder Boy. I don't know where obviously where he goes from here. I don't think he really loses much in terms of stock in the division. I think he stays somewhere in the top
he's
five.
become the gatekeeper of that division.
Yeah, in at this point he can, if he fights like a Kamaru Usman, if he fights like a Colby Covington, chances are, yeah, I think I put a stock of, I put his chances
Yeah,
against those guys to be very high. Because I mean, yeah, he had a hard time against Tyron Woodley, but who knows? These are fresh matchups for him.
yeah.
We may not get to see that anytime soon because he lost to Pettis. But overall, I thought that was a great event. It was a fun event. Came as definitely a big surprise for Thompson and Pettis. But that was a big fight this weekend. I think I don't know if there's any other big fights this weekend.
No,
Right?
that was it.
That's pretty much it. I think.
I thought the ONE FC big fight was this past week, but it's
No,
is it this weekend?
it was this weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah. KSW had one. LFA had one.
but no, they didn't
Oh,
major.
like Bellator had one on Friday. I think Emmanuel Sanchez picked up a win over
Mm.
Karakani in the unanimous decision in that card. A couple of big news over the week. You had, well, just today. We might as well just get to it today. Conor McGregor announces his retirement through via tweet. Put out kind of like a mini little statement out there congratulating everybody in his division. Giving a toast to the people in the division, and having a good time, and then that's it. He's calling it a day. He's done this, I think, at least once before. Not sure if he would actually follow through this time around. And just so happened, maybe 24 hours later, he gets there's reports of him being investigated over sexual assault allegations in Ireland. Now this is all stemming back from January. His attorney put out a statement saying that this has all been known for the past couple of months already. Not sure why right after his retirement this is all just being put out there in the news. Just seems you know kind of trying to take advantage of his big statement over the night yesterday, and then putting out all this stuff. But it's stemming from I think a January 22nd incident involving Connor and several other people, and then there's a female who is alleging that she was sexually assaulted by Connor and maybe several other people, but not sure the details in terms of that. That's still coming out. But Connor puts out his statement in terms of saying that he's retired. Now, your thoughts when you first saw that, when you first heard the news, what'd you think?
My honest reaction to that statement was I was calling bluff.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done. I mean, it was really pretty recent that Conor McGregor was saying how excited he was to get back in the cage,
Mm-hmm.
and he brought guys up like Nate Diaz, guys like Tony Ferguson and Khabib.
And he was even on Jimmy Fallon like maybe
Yeah,
yesterday or the
and
day
that
before,
was
saying that he was looking at January
and
fight.
all of a sudden he wants to retire.
Yeah.
I think it's a ploy to get because him and the UFC are negotiating for a new contract, and I think it's a ploy here to get what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Dana White downplays and congratulates Conor for his retirement, I think it's Dana White saying that that they don't need Conor
Yeah,
without him saying that. Um, so I think they're both playing games. I think the UFC and Conor McGregor has always had a good relationship, but I think Conor needs or he wants not just money, but he wants to stake in the company.
yeah,
And I think the UFC doesn't want to give him even more power. So I think it's two giant guys, doing tug of war uh, to see who's gonna couple up first and get what they want.
yeah,
I still think he's still young. He's very relevant, and he has a whole lifetime ahead of him
yeah,
to
definitely.
compete. And I just see this as a ploy. I don't buy it. And as far as the sexual allegations, I mean this like you said, it's a case that's been stemming for a long time now. It's unfortunate that it comes out right when you said the statement. It makes Connor look bad in a lot of ways.
It does.
Um, but that's his private life. All I care about is his fighting career.
Yeah,
We're here to cover his fighting career. I don't care what he does in his private life. That's what he does. I mean, if that is true, it's unfortunate because he's expecting a second child from his girlfriend.
yeah.
But whatever he does outside the cage, that's his drama, not mine. All I care about is his fighting career, and I think there's a good chance to we see him fight this year.
I think so too. I think let's start. Let's see. From the outside stuff, I would say that I don't put it in the same arena as, like, say, a John Jones. I say John Jones. We know for a fact that John Jones was involved, that he was a part of whatever crazy stuff that went.
Conspiracy,
Yeah,
yeah.
whatever stuff went down. Everything with Connor has just been.
He hasn't been
He
accused.
hasn't been accused. He hasn't been convicted. He hasn't been arrested. I mean, well, yeah, I guess he has with the phone stuff, But even then, that was overblown. I
They're
still
all
I,
they're all small,
they're all
like things, man.
small. They're all
Yeah,
small. They're all small,
and they're
and
getting put in a high level because
because
of
of
his
his
name.
name. Exactly. Yeah. It's like with John Jones, he crashes into somebody, breaks some pregnant lady's arm, takes off, runs, jumps over a freaking house fence, and all.
That act was worse
Yeah,
than
way.
anything Connor has done
You could
in this year.
pile up all Connor's stuff, and it still doesn't amount to
It's
what
petty
John
compared
Jones
with John
did in
Jones.
that one thing.
Yeah,
So, the outside stuff, I don't really put a whole lot of stock into. I think it's just all buzz. It's just all like headlines, just for clickbait. I mean, not that it's not true. I don't know, but not a lot of it. I don't think is.
yeah. I think we got to be careful
It's all
because
allegations,
yeah,
really.
yeah,
It's not factually based. A lot of it.
you're right.
And if it is, it's very small, or like it's just making
Mm,
quick headlines.
yeah,
For his inside stuff, I think if he were to retire, his only what big losses were to Nate and Khabib, and it's nothing to hang your head on. He'll go out fighting and accomplishing and changing the game forever. I think in a lot of ways, and a lot of not just in the ring, but outside of the cage. Um, if you were to actually really, 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 really retire, I think it's it would be a sad day for the MMA fans to lose a guy like that. But in terms of his legacy, I think his legacy is kind of set. He would be admired as one of the guys who changed the game. Um, we didn't accomplish everything that he could have, and questions will still be there, but he did do a lot in his time.
now do you
Uh,
think he's going to retire?
I don't think so. I think he comes back. I think he maybe fights like a Khabib. I think I could see them rematching Khabib. I could see him maybe rematching Nate. There's still a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, because I think the UFC are in talks with Connor, or were. I don't know if they still are, but
Yeah.
they want him to return July for International Fight
Yeah,
Week.
and he was in negotiations to fight around that time. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know what his plans are. I don't know where the negotiation broke down. I know there's a complications in terms of co-main event status and all that. Um, that's all up in the air. But I don't see him officially retiring. I think he's too young. Um, there's a lot of good matchups out there for him. I think the worst matchup obviously would probably be Khabib, but everything else, I think I would put I would say he's probably on the same level, if not favored to win those fights. Um, but it all depends on him because he's making a lot of money with his proper 12, which got mixed reviews coming into it, and now is kind of he's getting a lot more publicity and a lot more. He did a whole segment on Jimmy Fallon. I saw it last night, just promoting Proper 12 on there, and then just having drinks and doing this whole thing on at this pub. I shoot, I don't know. I don't. Does he need to fight? No.
It is one fight that I
But
would
that's
want
the
him,
problem.
that I want to watch him compete in. I want to see him and Max Holloway go at it one time,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy with that. Just one fight.
Yeah. That would I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'd favor him in that spot because Max has grown so much since then.
Oh, I'm picking Max Holloway all the way.
Yeah, he's grown so much since then. He's such a big guy, and he's developed as a fighter.
His striking so good. His wrestling so good.
Yeah, his cardio's great. Depending on what weight class, it could be a tough fight. So I think, I think when he fights Max Holloway, I think it would be a different fight this time around. It'd be a tougher fight, depending on the weight class. If it's 155, I think it'd be a good matchup. Do I think he needs to do that fight again? I don't know. I mean, just based on Max's status, I think he's got a lot more pull this time around. The first time around, it was, I think Conor, I guess, was injured during that time. He fought him on an MCL tear or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good striking battle. I think Max was a lot older, a lot more mature this time around.
He's more seasoned for sure.
He's a more seasoned fighter. It'd be a good matchup. Conor still has that expert level, like precision striking that can take people out quick. But what Conor right now is that once you get to the level he's at, do you have that hunger anymore? I think it's showing with Conor. Do you?
He says he does. Who knows?
I don't know if he does though. I don't like.
I think the problem with Conor is his wild side. He I want to say like a John Jones, but not like
a little bit more control.
Behavior. Yeah,
it's more grounded.
But he has that outside. Like he has a bunch of yes men around him.
Yeah,
and he's always finding himself in trouble.
If you were to retire, if he were to retire, I think he'd be good. I think in the public arena, I think he could do movies. He could promote his liquor. He could do all that stuff, and I think he'll be okay for a while.
I think the first couple of months of his retirement, he's gonna get backlash. People are already saying that he's not a true champion. People are calling him a wuss. People are saying bad stuff about Conor right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think when that fades away, when we look back at his career, we could appreciate him more.
Yeah.
I think right now, and all the antics and the shenanigans that he's been pulling off, I think people are kind of tired of it, and people are going to be hating for the first couple of months. But like I said, people are always going to hate, and at the end of the day, when you look back at someone's career, they're gonna appreciate what he did.
Yeah. Well, it's still remaining to be seen. We got to see how long this whole situation in terms of the sexual assault, how long that goes on for. Maybe I'm sure he knew that was going to come about the next day. Maybe it was planned. Maybe it wasn't. In terms of doing his retirement,
I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah. You do
like kicking because I feel like people are kicking him when he's down.
Yeah. It kind of is that way. It's like
because everyone's talking. Like I'm watching a lot of stuff, and it's kind of sad.
Because he retires one day, makes the news. Not even 24 hours later, got this whole sexual assault that dominates the news.
I think people are tired of him, crying wolf.
Yeah, which he does do for every fight, almost every main event. He calls out somebody.
Yeah, and I think people are tired of that. And people want black and white. They don't want shades of gray.
Yeah, he needs to fight.
Yeah,
he needs to fight at least twice this year. And I think people obviously I know his people are. He's afraid of his stock falling if he does lose, which is a real possibility because everybody that's left in his division is so good that any of those guys can lose to each other. And I know the general public doesn't understand fighting, especially MMA, that we can accept him losing and still love to see him fight.
Yeah, whereas MMA, losing MMA doesn't hold much water.
And I know the general public, if he were to lose, that will hurt his stock a little bit because it's like if
Now
you're not
there
a
is
winning champion,
a balance with that too. I mean,
yeah,
if someone loses 4 fights in a row, then you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got to be smart about his decision making in terms of his fights. It's I don't know.
yeah, we just gotta find out
Tough,
what.
he's in a tough spot. He's in a tough spot because who he has lined up in any of those divisions that he's fought before are not easy
Mm,
fights. They're not at all. They're the best of the best,
mm.
and but the best of the they've any of those fighters have ever been in their careers. And then the pressure in terms of his status outside the cage and inside the cages is so high. It's just like the to lose. It's just would be
Mm.
just devastating in a lot
Yeah,
of ways. You know.
that's true.
So it's a lot to lose. I mean, and if he were to go out, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, he can make a lot of money
I mean,
still. You know?
people can say what they want, but he's making that money, so
Yeah, and he can make a good amount. He's got his name out there that's still respected in terms of the general audience. They don't know a lot of shit that goes on in the
yeah.
MMA scene. Um, this weekend, we have a big fight this weekend coming up. We have Bellator coming up this Friday. We're gonna be there at Pachanga
Hmm.
Casino. It's Sadawad is main eventing. I know they recently changed the main event, so forgive me for not getting that right away. But it's Awad versus Gertz. That fight's gonna be on Paramount Network, on DAZN, on Bellator.com, so you can watch a lot of that. The prelims, the main card. Um, and you have Joe Schilling kicking out the main card. You have Andrei Koreshkov, Daniel Strauss on the card, and Sadawad all on the main card. On the undercard,
It's a
you
good main
have
card.
yeah, it's a great main card. Um, it's gonna be great to see in person. It's gonna be great. AJ Matthews is also on the card. You have who else is on here? See if anything you guys might be familiar with. There's some other people on here that were actually pretty interesting, but yeah, the main card is gonna be great. That's this weekend. That's this Friday. We're gonna be there live in person, so make sure you guys, if you do see us in person, say hi. Um, but aside from that, let's see what else is also in the news. I know Derek Lewis just came back from ACL surgery.
Oh, and don't forget about the ONE FC card this weekend too.
Yes,
Friday.
that's also. Let me forget about that. Let's talk about the ONE FC card because that's a big card that's coming up this weekend. Um, it is. Let me pull it up the main card here. You have a couple of cards actually. You have Bellator, Asadawad versus Gertz on the Friday. You have LFA also on Friday. That's on Access TV, and you have ESPN 2 Barboza versus Gaethje, and you have the ONE FC card with the debut of Demetrius Johnson and Eddie Alvarez. So we'll get to those two cards right now. But just to go over this ESPN 2 card, this is on ESPN 2. This is not on ESPN Plus. I think this is on ESPN and ESPN 2. Um, you have Shayman Marias, you have Paul Craig, you have Carolina Kowalkiewicz versus Michelle Watterson, Josh Emmett versus Michael Johnson. You have David Branch versus Jake Hermason, and you have Edson Barboza versus Justin Gaethje in the main event. You have Jessica Aguilar versus Marina Rodriguez. You have a really good Ray Borg's on the card for the undercard. Ross Pearson's on the undercard. So Desmond Green's on the undercard. So you have a really solid undercard. This is in Philly. Let's go over the main card. Let's go start with the Carolina and Michelle Watterson card because off the main card is what the fights. This is when the audience is going to want to take notice. Carolina versus Michelle Watterson. Who do you have for this one?
I pick Carolina in this fight.
Do you have a decision or you just finish or what do you?
Decision.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Michelle. I think she's been developing as a fighter lately. She's been doing really well. She puts out great Instagram posts. I think she's great, man. I think she's developed as a fighter. She's come into her own in the UFC. Carolina, I think, has had her ups and downs recently. and she comes out a little slow, and I think Michelle comes out really fast.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Michelle. Josh Emmett versus Michael Johnson. We haven't seen Josh Emmett since I think he got stopped uh, by.
I'm gonna go Michael Johnson.
You can go Michael Johnson. Um, this is a tough one. That's a toss up right here. Josh Emmett. Yeah, I know he's tough. He's very tough. He's quick. I'll go Michael Johnson too. I think his stand up and his jab. I think he'll keep Josh Emmett at bay and kind of confuse him a bit and pick up a win. Probably decision. David Branch versus Jake Hermason.
David
Branch. Yeah, David Branch, the veteran, 2-time champ outside of the UFC. Picking a win, co-main event. Edson Barboza versus Justin Gaethje in the main event. Philadelphia.
Barboza via TKO.
Which round do you think?
Third
round? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edson. I'm gonna go Edson Barboza, probably TKO.
What round?
I don't know. I see him. I see him figuring out Justin Gaethje early at his second.
Justin Gaethje doesn't protect himself very well.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know he's going to try to walk down Edson Barboza, which has also always been Edson Barboza's Achilles heel, is fighting on his back foot. But I mean, I think he could keep his distance. It's not like Gaethje is like a fast guy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edson Barboza. Probably I'll go second, third. I mean, I go with Edson. Not saying that Jesse Gaethje is a long shot to win. He could end up surprising people and just taking them down and beating the shit out of Edson Barboza. Who knows? And then we get to the one championship card, one championship 92. It's dubbed a new era. This is their debut in Tokyo, Japan. You have a solid card. Again, this is for you all guys who don't know and don't follow the Asian market necessarily. It's you download the One Championship app. Majority of the card is free, if not the entire card in its entirety is free on their app or on even their Facebook and their YouTube. They give all their content for free, and I think their next event after this is on TNT, I believe. Eddie Alvarez is on the card. He's kicking off the main card, and this is the lightweight World Grand Prix quarterfinals against Timofey. Demetrius Johnson is right after that against Yuya Wakamatsu.
Let me just say this: all the guys that we know of, I'm going to pick because all the guys that I know.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking for
all the opponents. I don't know who they are.
I am not going to ask for
picks.
the picks because
it'll be the easiest picks.
Yes. Because
all the big names,
honestly, and I really think them going into this market, everybody's favoring them to win their fights and all that. This is a whole new world for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a whole new. These guys like this. If you want whatever, like there's a whole host of fighters
that we don't even know
exist unless you watch one of championship and just pay attention to the Asian markets and all that. There's a lot of guys out there that are very competitive, and
they're probably going to be fighting with a chip on their shoulder just because all these big giant American stars are coming over.
Yes, exactly. And you got to consider the fact that these guys are going to come into this card and they're going to think that they're going to freaking
kind of reminds you of like a invasion almost.
Yeah, or like the WCW, ECW invasion into the WWE, or you go the Strike Force invasion into the UFC when they bought them out.
Those guys fought with the chip on their shoulder because they thought that they're going to be like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one UFC. I think I'm as excited, if not more excited, than the ESPN 2 card.
Yes, this card is stacked in terms of
name value.
Name value for a one championship. This is the biggest it really gets.
Yeah.
To kick off the main card, they're not even in the main event or the co-main event. You got Eddie Alvarez, Demetrius Johnson making their main event. Their main event debuts.
I mean, it's smart on One FC. Like you don't want to piss off your already homegrown stars that are probably stars in that market by putting these American guys before you.
No,
I think these guys have to like pay their dues.
yeah, and I'm not taking anything away from their opponents. We don't know who they necessarily are. I mean, forgive us for not knowing the depth of the one championship roster, but you know, they could go into these fights thinking that they're going to destroy people, and then they could get clipped. You know, it's that shit happens. This is
Mm.
the Asian market. And this shit happens. You know, and it's
I,
like,
I think it's more the audience are going to feel that way. I think the fighters themselves are going to go in there
yeah.
knowing that they
With
can
these
lose the
fighters,
fight.
I don't put that. I don't think too much that they're going to come into these fights thinking that they're just going to destroy people.
Because it's easy to say that when Strike Force came along, because we knew
Yeah,
what to expect from Strike Force fighters. Where these guys, no one expects what their skill level is. So it's going to be
yeah.
interesting
It's gonna be
on
interesting.
that aspect.
Yeah. You have Bibiano Fernandez coming back after I think losing his title
He's the 135
recently.
champion, right?
Yeah, this is for the bantamweight title. I think he's rematching. I think it's a rematch versus Kevin Belligon. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's a
Is
rematch.
Angeli on this card?
Angeli is on this card. Former guest of the show.
Yeah.
Amazing person. Love Angeli.
She shared our stuff, which
She shares our posts. I mean, she's great. She's 9-0. She's on the co-main event of this card. We're big fans of Angeli. She's one of the biggest stars over in one
I
championship. One of
think
the
I messaged
homegrown.
her and I said, "What can we get you back on the show?" And instead, seeing she never responded.
Uh,
It's okay.
we'll get her on.
It's fight week, so it's
Yeah.
understandable.
Forgive me for my ice chewing. We have Edward Foylong in the lightweight title fight against Shinya Aoki. Even in the main event, you got a recognizable name against Shinya Aoki, who's he's been at one championship for quite a while. This is a big event. Now, let's say they win. Obviously, they've proven the doubters wrong. But let's say they lose.
Who's they? The stars?
Demetrius Johnson,
Oh,
Eddie Alvarez,
oh.
especially.
Mm. Eddie
Um,
Alvarez, I can see him losing. He's not that great of a fighter, but that's just my opinion.
Especially at this point in his
Yeah,
career, because if you're to consider Eddie Alvarez at this point in his career,
but I think if they
this isn't
lose,
the.
it doesn't do anything.
If they lose, it doesn't do anything. You don't think it's definitely going to make the headlines?
Yeah, but
Are they? Would they be considered has-beens?
I think North America can give a shit what one FC is doing.
This is true, yeah.
So if they lose, they lose.
But if
It's not going to change anything.
the fans over here that are like like, oh, look at, they leave the UFC and then they lose. Oh, they don't have it anymore. What do you think?
I think there's a small percentage of fans that are going to be watching this fight from North America.
It doesn't. It's not getting a lot of buzz from. I'm not
No,
seeing a lot of.
that's what I'm saying. It's not going to hurt anything because I see a very small percentage of North American fans watching this event.
Yeah, I think they'll get a lot
So
more
I
buzz
think
if they lose.
if they lose, it's going to be they lost. Who cares? I mean, and I think ONE FC doesn't care either because they're not catering to North America.
Yeah, they're not. Well, in the coming
And
future, they might be.
in fact, it's going to be the complete opposite in ONE FC.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's a different market.
It's
It's
a
not going to
different
affect
market
nothing.
now. They're not relying on those guys to keep their business afloat.
No.
No, they're not.
No,
Um,
they sign those guys for eyeballs to hope that these North American fans will follow them over.
I think
And guys like us are
Yeah.
going to do it,
yeah,
but it's a small percentage.
yeah. I think if they win, it's gonna be very little buzz. It's gonna be like, oh, Demetrius Johnson picks up a win, Eddie Alvarez picks up a win, blah blah blah. It's gonna be forgotten by that weekend. I think if they lose, it's gonna be even bigger story. It's gonna be like,
For a week.
where are they at in their careers? What went wrong? Blah blah
Hmm.
blah.
Yeah.
Do they have it anymore?
For the week.
Yeah, was the UFC right to let them go? It's gonna be all that shit, and they're gonna get a lot of hate if they
Yeah.
lose. It's a big fight for them. It's their debut.
Hmm.
If they win, it's kind of sucks. But if they win, they're not gonna get a whole lot of buzz from it.
But it's okay because it's a different market and no one cares.
No, yeah, and it's not for ours. It's not
Yeah.
for us. It's really for the
For
Asian
them,
market.
yeah.
It's for they're in Japan. Yeah, so
So they don't care about the publicity they're getting from North America.
yeah.
Because if they did, then they'd be catering to us, but they don't.
So this weekend, this weekend you have one championship, the debut of Demetrius Johnson, Eddie Alvarez. You have Angeli on the card, you Shinya Aoki on the card. Edward Furlong defending his
Mm.
title. You have ESPN Barboza versus Gaethje, LFA 63, Krantz versus Patterson. You have Bellator 219, Elwad versus Gertz. We'll be there live in person, so come and say hi. And that's what's going on this weekend. So that's pretty much it. That's our show. I want to thank you guys all for watching, listening. Go to the MMAComplex.com for everything the MMA Complex, including our shirts, which are on there. Make sure you subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, it makes a great gift. We have
Yep.
all sizes, so go to our store and buy a shirt or two. And yeah, you can follow us on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under one name, the MMA Complex. Two big fight cards this weekend. I'm so excited, especially for that one NFC card. I'm excited to watch. We're going to recap all the action on our next episode next week. So until then, enjoy the fights, enjoy your week.